Okay, guys, welcome back to another Ivy League Mindset podcast. I'm here with Michael Gillespie. Thank you for joining me today. And we're going to hear his story here. I met him about maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years.
I'd say 2 years,
Yeah, 2 years, and on the mats, jiu-jitsu mats, obviously, right? So he has an amazing story, so I won't talk too much, but he's a huge influence in the sense of in different ways. So we'll let him talk about that. So let's start with, you're a huge advocate for people who are getting up there in age, like closer to 60. You
60 next month, correct.
So 60 next month, but you're still working very hard at the gym.
Bust my ass, yeah.
Yeah. So can you talk about, you weren't always like that.
No, my introduction into health and fitness is not traditional. Like a lot of people I know that they assume that maybe I was athletic in high school and I've always played team sports and this sort of stuff, and that's going to be further from the truth. I had a lot of anxiety and depression growing up. I was raised by a single Irish mom and my older sister. My father was absent in my life at that time, and so that kind of led into some drug and alcohol abuse, and I still suffer from anxiety and depression, but I manage it differently than I used to. I used to manage it with alcohol or with drugs, and so I came out. I went through. I finished high school, and I just turned that up. I was like off the rails
in the bad way.
In a bad way,
yeah.
And I was, me and alcohol do not mix. It's just not good for me. And so I was making a lot of very, very poor choices. I was, involved in a subculture where I was getting encouragement to make these poor choices. And, I'm responsible for my own actions, and I understand that. And that's what that's how I live. And I was making I was getting in a lot of trouble with the law. I was, disappointing my family. I was disappointing myself. I was doing all kinds of things, but I just kept on going. Because you can always find people who will, encourage you and keep you on that path.
Yeah. Some people don't like to see people do better.
No, and unfortunately, that is a reality of some people.
Yeah.
People who are also struggling, and it's hard. And so in my situation, so I'd left. I was born and raised in Toronto. I'd left as a failed geographic cure, and I ended up living with my sister out in northern Manitoba. And I'm very grateful that she took me in. I was having a bad time, and I wanted to change my life.
Yeah.
But apparently I wasn't quite ready because I took some of the madness with me in my head, and it wasn't as clean cut as I thought it was going to be. Ended up getting into some more trouble.
Were you drinking then?
I was still drinking then. I was drinking. I wasn't drinking at the time. I thought if I give up drugs, I'm still drinking.
Yeah.
So I was drinking, but I was drinking in excess and foolishly, and got in some trouble, and I had some legal issues to deal with and all that. And so at the prompting of my lawyer, actually, I went through a 30-day rehab. So you'll get a lighter jail sentence. So I'm all for that.
Yeah.
So I went to this 30-day treatment center in northern Manitoba, and it stuck. I've been through treatment before. I've been through addiction counseling in the past. Prior to that, it didn't stick. I wasn't ready for it. I didn't have the right approach. We all have different ways, different things we respond to. I was working with somebody who was, very old school and was very like, you want to change your life? Let's do it. If you don't, I got somebody else in the waiting room waiting to talk to you.
Yeah.
To talk to them instead. So it stuck. And I knew that this was going to be my new life going forward, but I still had a responsibility of some legal issues I had to take care of. I was incarcerated in Nepal, Manitoba, which I don't know if you know where that is, but I understand being a minority. And I don't cut that part out. It's disrespectful, but I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
It was like one of 4 white guys.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so you can just edit that, and I'll say, so it was in Nepal, Manitoba. And, I had a responsibility to take care of my legal problems, and I did. And did everything I had to do. And then I found myself, I got out, and I was, unemployed. All of my possessions could fit in one box. I didn't really have a whole lot. I don't have any education. And I said, what am I going to do? Well, I knew one thing: I was not going to drink. I was not going to continue to poison and destroy my body.
Yeah.
Because it was also very detrimental to my mental health, and I had that issue as well. So I decided that I was going to spend the rest of my life taking care of my body. You know, we live in a world of right now of designer gyms and specialty gyms, and not everybody can afford that.
Yeah.
Not everybody has the capacity to get into that. Back when I was 24 years old, I didn't have the financial ability. I didn't have a job. I was living with my sister, but you know, I can run. Yeah, I can run. I can do body weight exercises like push-ups, sit-ups, and that's free. You don't pay anybody anything to run down the street and do some push-ups and do some sit-ups. Take care of yourself that way, and try to start to clean up. Be aware of what you're eating, because nutrition is huge. It wasn't as noticeable or wasn't as known then as it is now. Yeah, but you know, now it's more mainstream. So you know, I started off just doing body weight exercises and running. Yeah, and I just kept on doing that because it's all I could afford. And then I got married and young, I had a couple of children, and there still wasn't money for that. So, and like I said, in high school, I was a stoner. I didn't have any nutritional or anything to fall back on, saying, "Hey, I know how to do this." Yeah, I didn't know how to work out. Yeah. I did not do anything. I remember the gym class in high school. When I was little. Yeah, and then I never did any team sports because I was too anxious to go and try out for team sports. Yeah, I was smaller in stature at the time. It was a lot of malnutrition when I was younger. I know what it's like to go to bed hungry, and I know what it's like to go to bed scared. And I remember that as a child. So, anyway, so I did this, I did free workouts for years. Yeah. And that was just, what I did. There was always something missing. There was but I was staying in shape. So I was always staying in shape. I was always, taking care of myself and staying true to I would stop destroying my body. Yeah. So, and then eventually I ended up working for a company that they had a company gym. Yeah. And so at lunchtime I'd go to a company gym. Again, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to lift weights. Yeah. I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. Yeah. There was a couple of guys that I worked with. And did you ask questions? Yeah, they were experienced. Yeah. I was like, oh, this guy's in pretty good shape. And I asked him, what do you do to do that? What do you do? Because everybody's we all have different body compositions. We all have different metabolisms and genetics and stuff. I'm fortunate in the fact that I respond very quickly to exercise. Yep. It's so I know there's some people who work out hard all the time and they don't see the results. Yeah. But I think sometimes that's because they're focusing on the exercise aspect, where that's really one part. Just one part. Yeah, for sure. It's for we'll get into the part later. Yeah. So anyway, the guys, and I'm a very, very curious mind. The internet's like a crack for me because, I'm a very curious mind. I'm always trying to learn things, and I'm always researching because knowledge is free. Yeah. It's just right there. There you go. And, before you wanted to know something, you had to go to the library. Yeah. But now it's like it's in my pocket. Yeah. Anything I want to know is right there. So anyway, there's a lot of information, there's a lot of misinformation, so you got to do some critical thinking. You got to, it was right for me, it was right for somebody else. So, I go through all those exercises in that. So anyway, so I was speaking with some of the guys who were experienced at weights, and they taught me a few things and got me going. So then I went and I found out that I loved it. Yeah. But being OCD, I went overboard. And I had 2 hernia operations and blew out my shoulder. Oh, jeez. In my early 40s. And so another way of learning. Yeah, another way of learning that I am not a heavy lifter. Yeah. So I eased off on the lifting, and then I got my introduction to martial arts. Yeah. I finally had enough money where I could join the club, and there was a kung fu school in Manitoba that I went to, Tiger Claw Kung Fu. Yeah. Shout outs to that. I got my first introduction into martial arts, and I was hooked. Yeah. It was mostly it was Tiger style Kung Fu. There was no grappling involved in that, so I didn't know about grappling. So anyway, so I did that, and then I was doing the weight training at lunch, and then the Kung Fu in the evening, 2 nights a week. Yeah. So, can I say one thing? Sure. What I really noticed about you is that from the beginning, it seems that you always trying to find an outlet to cope with whatever you're dealing with. Oh, on the mental health side, correct. Yeah. Exactly. So whether it was drugs or alcohol,
and then you finally found a good outlet that was beneficial for you, which was fitness. And we could talk about the mental part after, like.
Yep. So this is a healthy addiction. I still have an addiction.
Yeah.
It's a healthy addiction.
Yeah. So doing something better, but you always were looking for that. Even when you moved to Manitoba, it seemed like you were trying to cut down the excuses, but still coping with the wrong mechanism, right? So, but yeah, I like that you found a way. So whether it was running and doing push-ups for free, right? So lowering your excuses, but still trying to better yourself, right? I think you were always trying to look for that, eh?
Oh yeah, continuous improvement is whether I would realize that's what I was doing at the time, versus what I understand now.
Yeah,
I've always been involved. Once I got rid of the distraction and of the alcohol, and and it was limiting, it was paralyzing me from moving forward in my life.
Yeah, and
so once I got rid of that part of my life, and then I can move forward in the continuous improvement on the positive side.
Yeah,
because I'd improved as an addict, I've improved as an alcoholic. Yeah, but that's negative. I was working on more positive.
What do you think of the statistic of if another family member is addicted or an addict, say for alcoholism, you have a higher chance of being that too?
Oh, I have a huge predisposition. Both my parents were alcoholics. A very large predisposition to alcohol abuse. And plus, my mother had some mental health issues as well. Yeah. So I come by this all very honestly, and I understand that. But I accept it as it's something for me. It's not for somebody else. I don't tell anybody else how to live their life. It's something that for me that I had to change. It was my problem. I took care of it.
Yeah. I like that you're using, and I do this for myself. I never was addicted to anything bad or anything like that, but I understand that I have an addictive personality. So understanding that younger, I use that to try to better myself. And I feel like you're doing the same thing for yourself, knowing that you have that. So use it as a tool to better yourself. Yeah. So, back to martial arts here. So everybody knows you're a jiu-jitsu blue belt now?
Yep. Yeah. At Adrenaline with under Jesse Goff and Ron Cunningham.
You said you did Kung Fu before?
Yes, Kung Fu.
So transitioning to... So continue. You can
I moved to London, Ontario. My mother was entering end of life. She was in trauma still. So I made this plan, and I had a work opportunity brought me to London. However, my mother passed before I got here, but I was with her when she passed away. It was a very important moment for me. So ended up in London, Ontario. I was 49, and I went back to the basics of running, and then I had a little bit of gym equipment and joined the gym and that kind of stuff, and I got back into that. Yeah. I find myself that, again, there was still a chunk, something missing. Yeah. I was in great shape, but there was something missing. So I was, I heard on the radio, I heard Mark Hominick on the radio one day promoting Adrenaline. Yeah. And I'm a fight enthusiast, and Mark Hominick's got a gym in London.
Shout out to Mark.
Mark and Sam and Chris and everybody down at Adrenaline. Yeah. And it's like, and so I go, oh, I have to check that place out. Yeah. And went in, and I started on kickboxing. Like a lot of people, I think, start off on the kickboxing, and then I did the boxing, and then transitioned to the MMA under Jesse Ronson, and then Rowan Cunningham and Jesse Goff were talking to me and recognized that I was in good shape and I was active and I was a strong member of the club. Try out jiu-jitsu. So 57-year-old. Stepping on the mat for the first time. 57. Scared as shit.
Starting jiu-jitsu. Yeah,
the only grappling or any kind of art like that thing that I did, wrestling in high school. Yeah. 1977, 1978. That's a couple of years back. Yeah. So I had no idea what I was doing. I walk in, scared shitless, because I still had,
Did you have a little bit, because obviously you were in good shape, did you think you were going to be able to hold your own a little bit?
Well, I thought I was just going to go into muscle through.
Yeah.
Like, how many times have you seen someone try that?
Oh, 100%.
I know.
Like, every white belt that's strong has always tried that,
I said, hey, I'm strong for an older guy. I'm strong for a younger guy. I'm strong. I'm in good shape.
You're just strong, yeah.
And I'm in good shape. Yeah. So I thought, I'd go in there and I can hold my own. And then I was like, bent in half and folded up and
Yeah.
twisted, and wow. But we have a lot of great training partners at Adrenaline, and so it's like they're gauging by my level,
Yeah.
and then giving me tips. Like, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You're wearing yourself out. And I still get that feedback sometimes that I'm a little bit too rigid and too forceful, and I'm burning up energy.
Yeah.
That I will need later on. But my conditioning through Adrenaline, my conditioning is great. We do, I can work hard, I can bust my ass, and near death at the end of 6 minutes, 60 seconds later, I'm ready to do it again.
Question for you: how has the humbling of getting beat up in jiu-jitsu or whatever done? Like, what has it done for your mental?
Well, I never had an ego. I'm not an ego type person, so
Okay.
I was never in that trap. But it's like, I always like, wow, I want to be able to do what he's doing. I want to be able to do that. So it was encouraging, and then it became my addiction. Yeah. And it's like, wow, I got to do this more. I got to do more of this. Yeah. But I also didn't want to, give up, my kickboxing or my MMA, or now I'm doing wrestling with Riley Aldo. It's like, we've got some, amazing, top-notch, world-class coaches at Adrenaline that I want to work with them all, because I learned something from every coach, and I learned something from every partner that I roll with, or that I strike with. And so I'm someone who I do all the disciplines that they offer, and strength conditioning, and and all the disciplines, because I find that functionally, this is better for me mentally and physically. And it's like, there's a statistic in 2031, 1 in 4 Canadians will be over 65 years old. I do not want to rely on a publicly funded healthcare system to take care of it. Yeah. So I'm going to get into that time in the best shape of my life. Yeah. So I have the best opportunity when things in life-changing situations do happen. Yeah. That I'm not relying on on a healthcare system that will be overtaxed. Yeah. Hopefully people hear that and take care of themselves earlier to understand transitioning to that, right? So what I really respect about you is that you're constantly getting better and looking for ways to still get better going into your 60s next month. So with that being said, what are your goals? Like, what are you doing this all for? Is it longevity? Is it to be a good influence? Why are you doing this? For multiple reasons. One is the big thing is I want to live a long, healthy life. Mm-hmm. I have my third son I had when I was 44. Okay. So it's not his fault that I was older when he was born. Yeah. So he shouldn't have to not have the same experiences that his older brothers had, or I would get out there and I can do stuff with him. Yeah. And that's a big one for me. So, I say that all the time. Yeah. I just want to be honest, I want my son to grow up strong, and I want to beat him up in jiu-jitsu, not just beat him up, but you know what I mean. And I'm not, one thing that I drew from anxiety was about forcing myself into uncomfortable situations. Tournaments. We saw each other at that Toronto tournament. The first tournament. Yeah. Was last year, my first tournament. I don't remember the first 2 minutes. Yeah. It was I was there, and all of a sudden the anxiety is building up. And I stepped on the mats, and I was almost out of breath before the match even started. Yep. And whatever happened, I looked over, saw the clock, and I was in a bad position. Yeah. And it was like, oh, what happened? Yeah. But instead of saying at first, I go home and lick my wounds a little bit, but then it was like, I'm gonna do that again. Yeah. Because I'm not going to have that be my example. Yeah, exactly. When I think back about, at that time that I did a tournament, I don't know what the hell happened. Yeah. But so respect to you though. Respect to anybody that's competing and putting themselves out there. It's not easy to put yourself out there. It's scary shit. It's scary, yeah. It's scary, it's nerve-wracking, but I'm not afraid of getting hurt. Yeah. I got no problem with physicality or being hurt or being slammed. It doesn't bother me at all. Yeah. I kind of get it, it's kind of fun. So playing rough and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, I don't have any fear of physical pain or getting hurt. I always get hurt. But it's but I have tons of goals still. I thought of things about, but there's always that moment that you think and anxiety still does kick in. I'll be driving to the club sometimes. Yeah. I don't know why. I love that place and the people there, and then it's like a second home. I'll be driving there, and this rush will come over and go, I just turn around and go home.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it today. But I force myself into it, and then I leave. I couldn't be happier.
You're not the only one.
Okay, good.
It honestly happens to the best of us, right? Yeah. Like, I've been to so many people's clubs. I've been training. Okay. I've been training 11 years. I still get nervous sometimes, you know what I mean? So...
And then like other things, but I also attribute to other things that I've done, like, I was skydiving, bungee jumping, I'm a adrenaline junkie. I love doing exciting things like that. And I remember, like, I'd already done like about 4 or 5 jumps, and I was in the plane, and we're flying up to the 4,000 feet, and I'm halfway up, and I think, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? Yeah, I want out. Well, there's only one way you get out of that plane. Yeah, but it's like this rush just comes in, and you think, I can't do this, but then you have to. Because that plane doesn't land with passengers. Yeah. So anyway, so I have that with other things too. Is like in the tournament, it's easy to say, "Oh, I don't feel well. If someone's upset, I can't do this." Yeah. But it's not you're there.
Do you ever compare going into a tough situation or any challenge and think about what you've done in the past to be like, you know what, compared to that thing that I conquered? So your addiction and overcoming a bunch of other stuff, going to jail and all that. Do you ever compare that to a task that you're about to approach and be like, you know what, this is a lot easier than that? Oh, let me go beast this thing.
I wouldn't trade this life for anything else. It's like
how much stronger, like how much mentally stronger are you from all the situations you've been in?
Oh, like I'm a lot tougher than I used to be. Yeah, right. When I was like saying, I'm going back, and I was at stoner in high school, sitting behind the school smoking joints and that kind of thing, and sneaking beers in and that kind of stuff. That was a whole different person. And like I have a really good friend of mine. Not a lot of people know me from my past. A few people do. Also my sister, my children, my ex-wife. They never knew me in that way. But I have a couple of old friends that I still in touch with. And there's this one girl that I was friends with in Toronto, and she describes it as that I've been reincarnated within my own lifetime. It's just she can remember seeing me and wanting to cross the street, so she didn't have to have a conversation with me. Yeah, because not that I was a bad person, I just came with madness. Yeah, and it was just like not everybody had the energy for it. And so it was like, going from wanting to cross the street to avoid you to wanting to cross the street, to approach you. Yeah. So anyway, her comment about being reincarnated within my own lifetime, that's always stuck with me. And it's, I enjoyed that because I am the same person, like I remember my childhood. I remember, growing up, I remember things, and I remember things that I had an interest then. I still have an interest now. I'm not a different person.
That being said, like, do you believe that everybody can change for the better?
Oh, everybody. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
And I feel like that's why I wanted to interview you. And when you sent me your story, I'm like, this is perfect because there's a lot of people struggling out there, or people who have given up on other people thinking that they're not going to be better. I never underestimate anybody. I believe everybody has unbelievable potential. Mm-hmm. What kills me is people aren't unlocking that potential to better themselves, right? Yeah. So, like, you're a perfect example of changing for the better, even if you come from the worst situation.
Well, people have had it a lot worse than me. I don't want to say that I haven't. I've heard some really, really tragic stories from people that I've spoken to over regarding
You probably don't judge people.
Oh no, because it's we all have we all have our own stories. We all have our own way. Yep. And my way is my way, and my life is my life, and everybody has their own. And I don't and this I'm there's the physical, mental, and spiritual parts of the triangle. You have to keep. Because if you don't have all three parts of the triangle, you'll collapse. Yeah. And I'm not a religious person, but I'm a spiritual person. And actually, I define myself as an omnist. I believe there's truth in all religion. Mm-hmm. Whatever makes you a good person, keep doing it. Yeah. And if someone's making you a bad person, reassess. Yeah.
I want to talk to you. Before we started this podcast, we talked a little bit about leading by example. And you gave a good point. Can you talk about?
So like I hear that expression a lot. Lead by example. I I like to prefer be the example.
Okay.
So I live my life, and I'm active in social media. I'm open. I don't lie about my past. I don't hide it. I don't make excuses for it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else will go, no, I don't drink. It should be no asshole.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't drink.
Mm-hmm.
As I say, I want to fix this, but sometimes I have an allergy to alcohol. It should be no asshole. That's my allergic reaction.
Yeah.
To it. So anyway, I lost my train there.
That's good. Being an example.
Oh yeah, so instead of leading by example, because I don't say you come this way, do what I do, and you will have my life.
Yeah.
That's not me. I will be an example. So, and I've had people come to me and say people that I didn't even know were paying attention.
Yeah.
And they say you're an inspiration. I'm gonna make a change in my life. I didn't even know that I was reaching to that person.
Yeah.
Because all I'm doing is just saying this is my life.
Yeah.
Good and bad. I still screw up. I still make bad decisions.
Yeah, none of us are perfect.
I just don't make bad decisions that put me in jail anymore.
Yeah. Thank you.
So anyway, to me, it's more about be an example, and then I come across so many in the London fitness and jiu-jitsu community is very close and very very tight.
Yeah.
And I made a lot of friends.
It's beautiful.
A lot of friends, outside of adrenaline, through Holy's Village. I have good friends at Holy's Village, fitness. Or
shout out to them.
And in the rep room, I had some good experience in that rep room. They're a good gym as well. And everybody has their own, their own goals, their own wants, their own needs, and all that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. But most of the gyms are taking care of the physical aspect of it.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch more than that.
Yeah.
Than that too. There's the mindset. There's sleep.
Yeah.
There's nutrition, and then there's the exercise. And there's a gentleman in Toronto, Frank Roberts. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's a coach for the guys over 40. Mm-hmm. And because there's a reality of testosterone. Yeah. You get older, your testosterone drops.
It's a fact.
And my goal is to be a natural athlete, to be a natural person. Yeah. Everybody has their own. I don't talk about anybody else's.
Whatever
physical needs or whatever.
Yeah.
So Frank Roberts has an approach of doing because he drinks his own Kool-Aid. Yeah. He lived through this, and that's how he developed his program. Mm-hmm. And then my mindset is number one. Exercise is the last one for us. And the one I fail at is sleep. I don't sleep enough. But
I hear you on that.
I think I've heard that on one of your podcasts.
Yeah.
Too, that sort of thing there. So
yeah.
So it's a great program, and it's part of the thing of the gearing includes gentlemen 40, 50, and above. Is testosterone. That's a huge part of his program. Mm-hmm. And it's like what you can do naturally between your metabolic training and that kind of stuff, and reducing estrogen promoting foods in your diet, mm-hmm. and including testosterone promoting foods in your diet. So mm-hmm. I followed his program, and I own my own health. I don't leave it up to my doctor. Yeah. I do have a doctor, and I go and I do my yearly physicals, my blood tests, and then I do the life lab, so I can print them out and I compare them from last year to this year. Yeah. And I look at that. What do I need to change in my life? Yeah.
Still doing it, man. Still, I'm telling you from the beginning of our conversation, I said, I see it in you to always better yourself.
Oh, so yeah. So I do this constantly. Yeah. And then so, to be with the Funk's program, I do my own exercise program through adrenaline and through jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. But the other parts of his program, the mental, sleep, and then, the nutrition, mm-hmm. is, I saw a 12% increase in my testosterone in 1 year, in 12 months. That's incredible.
You just reversed your age.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah. And naturally. I don't do testosterone replacement, human growth hormone. I don't do those things. I do a little bit of, what do you call it, intermittent fasting, because that really boosts your natural human growth hormone. Yeah. So I do that.
Big fan.
I'm committed, and I'm driven to be better. Yeah. To be a better me. Always be the best me that I can be. Yeah. And it's I have no thoughts about changing that. Just because I'm turning 60, it's me that says, "Oh, I got a new bar." Yeah. And I got to show people how 60 can live. Yeah. And under the reality is that I'm good for eliminating bad foods, but not always good at introducing good foods. Oh, okay. So what I'll end up doing is, I know dairy was good for me.
Yeah.
I know this wasn't good for me. Get it out of my diet. I wasn't replacing it with anything. So I've just started working with Nutripropan. Now a dietitian there, and she's helping me clean up and reintroduce some of these foods that I was removing, I was lacking in my nutrition, to help me, with not taking so many supplements. Because I was real heavy on the supplements at one time. Now I'm down to omega-3s, vitamin D, vitamin C.
Yeah.
And
you want to get the food naturally too, right?
All the nutrition are food.
Supplements are supplements.
Yes.
Yeah.
I use, there's some things that I do. I use BCAAs in my workouts, and I drink lots of water. I drink, coffee, tea, and water are the only things that I drink. I don't do juices, I don't do pop, and so it's like. But anyway, I'm cleaning up my diet a lot right now, and like I said, like I'm not. Some people are thinking like these are the words of the path of somebody who's 25.
Yeah.
But why does it change when you get older?
It shouldn't.
It should always be the same. I have to make adjustments. There's some things I can't do as well as I used to do, but I didn't ever do.
From your experience, why do you feel like people start slipping 30s, 40s, 50s?
Well, I think some people, like the guys that I used to know, because it's like I've had people make jokes. Don't you have any friends over 40? Why are your friends young? Because it's mindset.
Yeah.
Because people who are still living that life.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of gentlemen, my age, have become like neutered house cats. Yeah. Sitting around watching TV, putting this heart attack around their belly. Yeah. And it's like, and the other thing that really kind of hurts me a little bit is people who talk about what they used to do. Yeah. I used to be so fit back in school. Not college.
Or like wedding, say, look at me in my wedding picture.
Yeah, it's like this. It's like the Al Bundy, the big game, and all that sort of stuff. Living in the past, and the past is your experience. It's not your life. That's my experience from my past. And there's today, and then there's tomorrow. So I spend a small portion of my life, in the past. I spend a piece of my life in the present. But you got to have vision. You got to have that future. Or if you don't have future, if you don't have a vision or a future to go forward, you got nothing to drive for. So I want to be that fit guy. Yeah. That people will say, I used to know this guy. Yeah. He was, this age, and he was,
keeps your story alive, right? I talked about this last few ones about creating a legacy for yourself. Right. The more that people talk about your story and what you've left behind, the longer you live, almost, right? Yeah. Even beyond.
Well, that's the thing. Legacy, right? Like you say, there's some guys I read them in late teens, early 20s, and I got so much respect for that because in my late teens and early 20s, I was a fuck up. Yeah. And these guys are out there, they're trying to better themselves, they're working out, they're training, and I wish I was doing that back in that age. Yeah, but I wasn't.
Back to like having people asking you about friends that aren't your age, and like. Looking at your past, even though it's still a choice, do you believe that you're a product of your environment almost? Like right now, you're surrounding yourself with people who are all
like-minded, positive people. Yes.
Exactly. So when you're in
my bad days, I was surrounding myself with negative thinkers. Yeah. And people who weren't taking care of themselves.
Yeah. Still a choice to try to get out of that, but it's hard when everybody around you is like, this is the norm to do bad.
Well,
this is the norm to do good.
I made a lot of changes in order to be successful. Yeah. But it was on me. It wasn't like I couldn't pay someone to do it for me. I couldn't, go to, I went to different counselors and different treatment centers, and that, lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink, but you can make him thirsty. Yeah. And, the thirst was there. I knew all along. I always knew when I was, misbehaving, I knew I was misbehaving. Yeah. Like, I'm an intelligent man. I knew I was misbehaving. It's just that I didn't know what else to do. Yeah. And I was so, caught up in it.
You enjoy surrounding yourself with good people now?
Oh, yeah. And I'm very easy to get along with. I'm very, I get along with so many people. I have a lot of fun. Yeah. And it's about, our mindset, not age. I cannot help the fact that I was born in 1959. Yeah. I cannot do anything about that. Yeah. But I can help how I got today. Yeah. And that's
I love that. I love that.
And that's what I do, and that's what I've chosen to do. And anybody can make that same choice. There's nothing special about me. and we all had transformations. Generally, we hear transformations are about weight loss. I've never been overweight. There's a joke about guys in the 70s. We all stayed in shape carrying milk cartons full of albums.
Yeah.
and 24s with us all the time. So it was like, we no one had a car. I grew up in Toronto. We didn't have cars. We public transit. But it was like carrying those milk cartons full of albums and cases of beer to a party.
Yeah.
Man, that was a workout.
Yeah. Before we start closing this off, I want to know what kind of tips you can give people who are either struggling with addiction or struggling with the physical part in their 40s, 50s, they're even 20s, 30s, whatever, any age.
Well, there's a couple of things that I say. One thing about on the fitness part, the exercise, is I enjoy combat sports. Not everybody does.
Yeah.
Find out what you like to do and do it. I didn't know until I was 57 that I loved jiu-jitsu. Yeah. So it wasn't like I was saying, I was always a good hockey player, or I was always a good soccer player, or whatever. Find out what you like to do and then do it. That's all you got to do. It's that simple.
You think it's a lot of trial and error? Like, you may like doing this thing, so you just try it, and if you don't like it, go on to the next thing.
Yeah, and I've tried different. Like as an adult, I tried. I played baseball. I tried playing football. I'm not very good at it. Yeah. In high school, my best sport was gymnastics. Yeah. And I didn't. I partly that was because it was something you do on your own. Yeah. And that's when I went into running, because it's something you do on your own. Yeah. And I was missing the social aspect of, which is also the mental health part. Is that there's a true physical aspect to it, or to improve your mental health, but also the social part. Yeah. I was lacking the social part because I was doing all these things on my own. Yeah. And then when I got into martial arts, and then between Tiger Claw, Kung Fu, and then adrenaline, it was the big social aspect of brotherhood there. There's a friendship there. Yeah. And
people who can lift you up too, right? And help you out. You're learning from experts too, right? So
I'm very, very fortunate to have such world-class coaches. Yeah. And it's not that and I'm very loyal to my club. Yeah. They changed my life, and I remember them. I repay that. Yeah. I repay that in any way that I can. Yeah. So it's been a great experience for me, this journey, and I couldn't be happier. I made all the right choices in my fitness and my health, and I continue to make these right choices. People who are maybe think that those years have gone behind them, get up and do something. Find out what you like to do and do it.
So that person that, say 50, 55, they're out of shape, they want to be in better shape, get up
and move. Ride a bicycle, go for a swim.
Anything. Walk.
And you might find that activity that you think that I never would have thought I would have been good at it. Yeah. But man, I love this. Yeah. And whatever that would be.
Do you believe in breaking down some of the excuses that people make?
Well, there's a lot of it's like the old bad knee or that. So actually, my cousin I'm very close to my Irish family. And I was raised by, I'm a dual citizen of Ireland and Canada. I've been, going around, that's where my family's from. I was just chatting with my cousin this morning, and he hurt his wrist. Mm-hmm. He's over 50. He hurt his wrist moving a few weeks back. Yep. And he's asking, what do I do? I go, if I hurt my wrist, I work my core. Yep. I work my legs. Yep. If I hurt my legs, I work my upper body. Yep. It doesn't mean that I'm injured, I can't train. Yep. I'm injured, I can't work. You can do something.
That's it. Something you can do. That's like we both just got tattoos yesterday. Yeah. Not different places, coincidentally, right?
Yeah,
but he just
my
got
Irish heritage.
Yeah. So just because I can't work out my arm this week, I can still work out my legs. And
core. Every day is core day for me. My core is like I can do over an 8-minute plank. Yeah. I can my core is probably the strongest part of my body, and it helps me so much in my grappling. Yeah. It helps me so much in standing up straight and getting through life. And, but there's always something you can be doing. And with your mental health, talk to somebody. Don't keep it inside. Tell somebody. Yeah.
And you can give, people can talk to you. People can talk to me anytime. Like, we always post our social media stuff, so we'll post everything. But, you can talk to me, Dan, anytime. Anytime you want to talk, I would be down for it.
And that's what I said, the community, and it's like, the trouble with this is, like, I understand this community right now. Being out on the outside and then trying to come in, it's like, especially if you have anxiety. I couldn't have walked into a gym and seen all these people and all that. I could never have done that had I not gone through the AA program, because that's another thing. You go to AA, you walk into a room, scared as shit.
That's not easy. Yeah,
it's very, very hard. But it taught me how to
approach it.
And get cross in, be there, be present.
Yeah. And
the same with the gym. If you're asking somebody who's maybe who's thinking, who's living a logical life, and you're asking them to think logically, it doesn't work. Yeah. So, but that's where the conversations come in the mental health and in the mindsets. So, you gotta have these conversations. If you're struggling in any way, have these conversations. It's on you to do something about it. Yep. No one's going to come here with a magic pill or pick you up on their shoulders and carry you to where you need to be. You've got to put in the work and you got to do it. Absolutely. But that's where the reward comes from.
Yeah. That being said, if you're afraid, that's probably one of the hardest parts. Is if you're anxious person or have a tough time going into a new situation. It's not easy going to a new gym and being like, okay, I'm gonna go in there and like just talk to some people. You'll be surprised. People will go in there with you, or somebody will support you.
Like I'm always up for that kind of stuff.
I'm down for it. I tell people all the time. I'm like, whatever you want to try that's new, like I'll go with you.
Yeah, and and I have a great time. Like I said to you in the past too. Is like when my mindset goes, I still do handstands. I still do cartwheels.
Yes, I see that too. Yeah,
I do that because, and I climb trees. I do all these things there because I believe that I can. It's not like I said, oh, I used to be able to do this.
Yeah. Do you believe keeping it fun also?
Oh, it's like, you gotta have fun in life. Like I got, sense of humor is key. Yeah. Because, life will tear you down. You'll be laying on the tracks waiting for the train. And stuff. Yeah. You gotta keep your headspace right and keep positive, and then, don't, because I've been hospitalized twice for depression. That's my will, hospitalized. Yeah. And it's like, and I recognize the signs now. I recognize when I'm getting into the dark place. Yeah. And then I also have learned, skills to get, to get out of it and keep pushing forward. Yeah. And don't let myself get sucked back into that. Yeah. So, because it's, it's not like all of a sudden, like, I made a life decision and now it's gone. Mm-hmm. It's still part of who I am. Yeah. And like I said, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm an alphabet soup of problems. I have ADD, OCD, I'm dyslexic. I had all kinds of, learning issues growing up. I did not do well in school because I don't learn that way. I'm very successful in a professional job right now, but not through formal education. Yeah. I learned on my own. Yeah. A lot of asking questions, working with some really key people, learning from the best, and, trial and error. And
using the cards that you're dealt with, right? Some people are dealt with a beautiful hand. All the power to them. Yeah. But if you're not dealt with the most perfect hand, use what you got. Oh, that's it.
Yeah. There's nothing special about me. Mm-hmm. And what I'm doing, anybody can do. Granted, since I haven't had any serious illnesses. Yeah. I have had a number of injuries, but I modify. I don't do a perfect push-up because my shoulder's busted up. Yeah. There's certain things I can't do, squats the way I want to because my knees are old. Yeah. I did too much running so my feet hurt some days, that kind of stuff. But
keep moving. Keep going. Keep moving.
And it's, and I've still got goals. It's not like I'm in maintenance mode. I just want to live like this for the rest of my life.
Still get better. Like
I want to advance in jiu-jitsu. Yeah. I want to advance in my sparring. Yeah. I want to advance, as a person, as a partner, as a father, as all these things. I want to advance in all these things still. It's not that, like when my father was my age, he was, living in the region, drinking every day. Yeah. And, my mom, she always worked. She had a very good, strong work ethic. She was working 2-3 jobs at a time. And I'm going back to the 70s, the 60s, when women didn't make very much money. So she had to work 2-3 jobs just to put, the food on the table.
Shout out to all the hardworking moms
exactly.
out there.
And
whatever they do.
It was also a time of deadbeat dads. My dad didn't pay support. Yeah. He had, another family on the go, and he never paid support. And it's like, I'm sorry that he lived that way, but he lost the most important thing that he could have had was his 2 children. Yeah. And so, we reconnected later in life when he was, and I helped him through end of life. Yeah. But, I was raised by, by an Irish mother, and that's why. That's my my feelings are towards, and that's my heritage is.
Yeah.
My last name is Scottish, but I was raised Irish.
Yeah. Do you want to shout out to anybody?
Well, I've done quite a bit of good shit right now too. Like I say, all the coaches and everybody got adrenaline. I know we always talk about Mark, Sam, and Chris at adrenaline.
Yeah.
We cannot forget Ronson and Goff and Cunningham.
All the training partners.
Malcolm Gordon and some great fighters. Chad Laprice did a wrestling class with him the other day, and it was a great honor to do that,
Yeah.
And it's like, and plus all the partners, all the people who come in here, keep me honest, and don't treat me like an old man.
Yeah.
Like, there's a thing we all joke around, because I'm the oldest guy there, and they call me old man and that kind of stuff, which is a badge of honor.
Yeah.
But it's like, don't treat me like one.
Yeah, you're a fun role. Though. So we'll put all the links to your social media and how to reach you. Yeah. If you ever want to talk about anything, you can reach both of us, but appreciate you coming on.
All right, man.
Thanks, guys.